know what's wild? Most people throw away the most powerful part of the dandelion. And I'm not talking about the root. Everyone knows about dandelion root. I'm talking about a part that traditional Chinese medicine practitioners would literally fight over in ancient times. But I'll tell you which part that is in just a moment. First, though, I need to show you something that completely changed how I understand this plant. Because here's the thing. Dandelion root, leaf, and flower aren't just three parts of the same plant. They're essentially three different medicines. And if you use the wrong part for what you're trying to treat, you're not only wasting your time, you could actually be making things worse. When I started studying herbalism as a child, my grandmother handed me a dandelion plant, roots, leaves, flowers, the whole thing, and said, "This plant has a secret. Each part moves energy in a completely different direction." Now, I didn't understand what she meant until much later when I made a tea from the root one morning and then made a tea from the leaves the next day. Same plant. Completely different experience in my body. The root tea felt grounding, warming, like it was pulling energy downward. The leaf tea, it felt like someone opened a faucet, cooling, draining, and pushing fluids out. That's when it clicked. In traditional herbal energetics, we talk about directionality. Does an herb move energy up or down, in or out? Does it warm or cool, moisten or dry? And here's what makes dandelion absolutely fascinating. The root moves energy down and in. The leaf moves energy down and out. But the flower does something completely different. And this is what makes it so valuable that practitioners would compete for it. The flower moves energy up and out. It's the only part of the dandelion that has an ascending, dispersing quality. While the root and leaf are pulling things down into the earth, the flower's doing what all flowers do, reaching toward the sun, opening and expressing. This is why traditional healers use dandelion flowers specifically for stuck emotions, breast tenderness, lymphatic congestion in the upper body, and even to move stagnant liver qi upward to clear brain fog. And here's where it gets really interesting. And here's what you're not told about dandelion. There's one specific time of day when each part of this plant becomes exponentially more potent. Harvest at the wrong time, and you're getting maybe 40% of the medicine. Harvest at the right time, that's a game changer. But before I tell you when to harvest each part, you do need to understand the properties and uses because timing is directly connected to what each part is actually doing in your body. So let's start with a part that everybody knows, dandelion root. Dandelion root is probably the most famous part because it's the densest, most substantial, and because it contains inulin, that prebiotic fiber that feeds your gut bacteria like nothing else. Its properties are energetically, it's bitter, sweet, cooling, drying. It moves energy down and in. It tonifies and detoxifies simultaneously, and that's a rare quality. Here's what most people miss. Dandelion root's called an alterative in herbalism, and that means it gradually, gently changes the condition of the body by improving elimination and detoxification. It's not aggressive and it's not a purge. It's a slow, steady upgrade to your system. Its primary uses include liver support. It stimulates bile production. It's a digestive bitter, so take it before meals to improve digestion. It offers blood sugar support. That inulin helps stabilize glucose. It's used for constipation. The bitter quality stimulates peristalsis, and it's a prebiotic for gut health. But here's the key to understanding root energy. It's the part that goes into the dark earth that stores nutrients for winter, that anchors the plant. So energetically, it's grounding, nourishing, and building. If you're depleted, run down, cold, and deficient, this is your part. You can roast it, decoct it, meaning simmer it for 20 minutes or more, or tincture it. And this is crucial. You do need heat and time to extract the medicine from roots. A quick tea won't cut it. Now, the leaf is a completely different animal. Dandelion leaf is what I call the great releaser. Its properties are it's energetically bitter, salty, cooling, and drying. It moves energy down and out, and it's a potassium-sparing diuretic. This is huge. Here's what makes dandelion leaf special. Most diuretics deplete your potassium while making you poo. If you ever take a pharmaceutical diuretic and feel exhausted, get muscle cramps, feel your heart race, that's potassium depletion. Dandelion leaf is so high in potassium, it actually gives you potassium while making you release excess water. It's one of nature's perfect balancing acts. Its primary uses are for edema, water retention and bloating. For high blood pressure, it helps by reducing fluid volume. UTI support by increasing urine flow. It helps with kidney stone prevention. And it's a nutrient-dense food containing vitamins A, C, K, calcium, and iron. But here's the catch, and this is where people often mess up. Dandelion leaf is drying. It's very drying. If you're already depleted, deficient, dry, constipated, running on empty, dandelion leaf will make you feel worse. I've seen people use dandelion leaf when they needed dandelion root, and they ended up more depleted, or vice versa. They use root when they need leaf, and they don't get the fluid-moving action they need. You've got to match the part to the pattern. And dandelion leaf is best used fresh or as a quick infusion. You're not trying to extract deep constituents. You're getting those minerals and that diuretic action, which are readily available. Now the flower, and this is where it gets mystical. Dandelion flower's the least used part, which is a shame because it's probably the most magical. Energetically, it's slightly sweet, neutral to cooling, and lifting. It moves energy up and out. It's gentle, opening, and solar. Just think about what a flower is. It's a plant's moment of expression, of opening, of reaching toward light. And that's exactly what dandelion flower does in the body. Its primary uses are for lymphatic congestion, especially in the upper body, breasts, and throat. The breast tenderness, including fibrocystic changes. Muscle tension in the neck, shoulders, and jaw. The flowers for stagnant emotions like anger, frustration, irritability. And it's used for liver qi stagnation with upward manifestations like headaches, brain fog, and eye issues. In traditional European folk medicine, dandelion flower oil was rubbed on sore muscles and arthritic joints. In traditional Chinese medicine principles, although dandelion is Europe, that upward moving dispersing quality makes flowers ideal for moving stuck qi in the upper body. I like to make dandelion flower oil every spring by infusing fresh flowers in olive oil for 4 to 6 weeks. That oil is gold for breast massage lymphatic drainage, and tension headaches. You can also make flower tea, flower wine, flower tincture, or flower vinegar. But honestly, the flower is most potent as a fresh preparation or infused oil because you're capturing that volatile, expressive energy before it dissipates. Okay, now here's what I promised you earlier. The harvesting times. Harvest the root in the fall or early spring when energy has moved down into the root. The leaf, of course, is going to be harvested in the spring when energy is rising up into fresh growth. Harvest the flower mid-morning on a sunny day when the flowers are fully open and expressing. And you can see how that matches the energetics. You harvest each part when it's at its peak potency or its specific direction of movement. But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. There's one condition where you actually want to use all three parts together. It's a specific pattern that requires the roots building, the leaves draining, and the flowers dispersing all at once. Can you guess what it is? Before I tell you, I need to explain how to know which part you specifically need right now. Here's your quick decision tree. Use the root if you're depleted, tired, running on empty, constipated or sluggish digestion, you're cold and need grounding, you want long-term building support. Moving on to the leaf, use that if you're bloated and retaining water, have high blood pressure, excess heat, inflammation, if you need releasing and draining. And use the flower if you're tense, holding stress in your upper body, or if you have breast tenderness or swollen glands. Use the flower if you have stuck emotions and if you need uplifting and dispersing. Okay, so what condition requires the use of all three? Premenstrual syndrome with mixed signs. Think about it. PMS often involves bloating. You need the leaf to drain. Irritability and breast tenderness. You need the flower to move upper stagnation. And depletion and fatigue. There you need the root to build. All three parts working together create a complete formula. And this is traditional herbalism at its finest, using the whole plant, honoring each part's unique gift. But there is one last thing you need to know. The real secret of dandelion isn't about which part is best. It's about relationship. It's about learning to read your body's signs and match them to what the plant offers. It's about understanding that one plant can be three medicines, depending on what part you're working with. A lot of people just want the simple answer. Is dandelion good for me? But that's the wrong question. The right question is which part of the dandelion matches what's happening in my body right now. And now you know how to answer that. So here's my challenge to you. This spring, when dandelions pop up, don't just make generic dandelion tea. Get specific. Harvest the roots in fall. Pick the fresh leaves in April. Gather those bright yellow flowers on a sunny morning and actually feel the difference between them. Because once you experience it, you'll never look at this weed the same way again. Thanks for watching, and now go make friends with your dandelions.